there.
Cool. So it's just like a confession.
Okay,
you know?
cool.
We heard during tribal, you guys you and Beth literally said it's between us two, and it's up to them to decide, and we left it up to them to decide.
Yeah.
So my first question: why was it between you two? And then, why did they pick you?
It was between us. I think Beth struggling the challenge. I think she doesn't have as much bonds as I think Melissa does. I think the greens are running the tribe. Maybe green and blue now. And me, I mean, I've been really sick. I'm assuming that's why.
You're sick? Is that what...
Yeah, I've been throwing up like a lot, and I've been just really sick since basically the beginning. So I've been trying to like show them like I can still do shit, like hold this rope for 3 minutes, get blisters. I'll throw up after. It's fine. I'm assuming that's why, and I'm also assuming that it had something to do with the fact that Reds like have the numbers and they're seen as a threat. I also have a feeling that they thought that I had the idol, which Devante has, which he didn't want to give me, which, whatever.
Oh
We'll
my
talk
gosh,
about that later.
Tell me more.
Yes, so when we went to that challenge to the hooks, me and Devante paired up, and I hooked it, but he pulled it, so he grabbed it, and it was our idol. And it was fine, but we said we would play together. Then at one point I was like, hey, would you give it to me? Because I don't feel safe.
When did you ask him if he would give it to you?
When we were like in the bathroom area, I was like, hey, like,
today?
Not today, yesterday. I was like, hey, like before we went, I was like, hey, we're getting separate tribes. Would you consider this depending on the setup? And he was like, I'll have to think about it. And I was like, but it's our idol, right? And then today I kept making faces at him being like, I need this, because obviously I'm getting votes at 2 in a row. And he just kept going like this. What was the face you made at him?
Or you were just trying to make eye contact with him?
I made eye contact, and I was like, and he was just like, and I was like, fuck. So I was never gonna get it. I also think there's an idol there, so I know there's always an idol hidden at tribal. Those ropes are only one of the things. And I almost stood up and grabbed it, but then I was like, I feel good. I'm a naive person.
So why did you feel good? What made you feel good?
Eric and Polo really sold it. I mean, fucking Phil also voted for me, which fuck you, Phil. No, fuck you, Phil. I love you. I love Phil. He's a sweetheart, amazing human. But Eric and Polo just really, really sold it. I mean, when we were talking, like me and Polo being two of the only Latina people, like we had a really strong bond. We talked about how important that was. We talked a lot about like their identity and my identities, and like we fucking snuggled last night to keep warm. So I was like, well, Polo has me. And then Eric was just really personable. He really made it seem, he was the first that was like, hey, your sickness doesn't matter. Like, we got you. I know that you haven't struggled at anything. And I was like, okay, bet. Like, you know, like, they're the ones that said bet, not even I. Beth would have been my choice. But they just made me feel really safe. Like, they really genuinely made me feel like I had their numbers, right? Like, I never doubted it. Like, I was more nervous about Beth pulling an idol than anything else. And if she pulled an idol, I was gonna be like, hey, John, is that rope anything? Can I use it? Which would have been funnier, but, you know. Yeah, they just made me feel really good about it.
Yeah, I mean, we saw people coming back from voting with tears.
Yeah.
Did you have any inkling those tears were about you?
No. So what happened is when we were talking, I told Melissa that she could vote for me. Because it was Eric, Polo, me, and Melissa. And I was like, hey, if we're all voting for Melissa, I was like, if we're all voting for Beth, like, I trust the guys that it's going to be for. You can vote for me because I know it's really, your relationship with Beth is really important, right? And I was like, I trust you enough to not hold it against you. And for you to be able to say, hey, you voted for me, and then keep your bond with Beth and, like, give her, like, a vote of respect. Thank you, Phil. But, you know, like, so that she doesn't go in, like, a unanimous vote. And she was like, would you really let me do that? I was like, absolutely. So I thought she was crying because she knew that Beth was going. And she felt guilty, like, that she kind of had let it slide. Obviously not. But that's why I was like, oh. Because even Beth started grabbing her things, and she called them liars. Like, when John was like, something, she was like, some people are really good at lying. And I was like, oh, okay, good. Same.
Okay, so do you think Beth thought she was going home? or was it an act?
I hope if she acted for that, that's dumb, right? Like, I think that would be, it's pointless. We already knew it was between the both of us, so it would be really pointless for her to act about it, because, like, why? I mean, obviously, maybe they thought that I had the idol, which, again, I don't. But, like, I would hope that we have enough respect for each other where we can just be straightforward like we were, right? So I think it was genuine, and I want to believe that it was genuine.
Okay, so, you guys were talking at Tribal about, like, we've been talking about the merge and how we're going to go about the merge. Do you think this tribe of, now it's 5, do they have a chance of surviving
No.
surviving more tribal councils? I mean, more immunities? Do they have a chance of surviving the merge? Do you think that, like, old tribe connections will have any help with coming into the merge, or do these tribes feel, like, official now?
I think Old Tribe, I know for me, Old Tribe connections wouldn't matter, right? My 2 closest people, Nicole and Devontae are on the other tribe. Taylor, my other closest person, like, they're all over there. I would have loved to continue working with them, but I needed those people also involved in things. And I think it's the same for a lot of people. Like, I think we're all like, oh yeah, we're going to be one tribe. And, like, we will. I think, like, my ideal plan was, like, kind of, like, stick with these people, but also add my other people and have all that. And I thought that was what everyone was saying, but we're just trying to be like, we're us forever, like, typical, but
Okay.
I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah, it's like, there is more flexibility than just, like, a swap tribe. Sometimes the swap tribe means something, and sometimes it's just another connection to use in the future. Okay, so, just a quick question. How did your tribe decide to vote out Jordan and Nina? Like, where did that, like, there's all these duos, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2.
Yeah.
The vote lands on Jordan. How did that come about?
Jordan was just really sneaky. So basically Jordan came to me and he was like, well, Polo told me that they wanted to vote for blue and no, for red. And then he basically, I'm trying to remember exactly, but obviously I'm really hungry. But basically Jordan told me that Polo had said his name, Polo had said Jordan's name, so he wanted Polo, but that Polo had said that Jordan had said that Polo had said that Melissa had said that they wanted to go for us, and that vice versa, right? Like, he was trying to kind of, like, everyone was the target and he didn't know anything. And then when I shared that with the other people, they were all like, oh, this is sneaky, right? Melissa and Beth did not want to do Nina because she's a woman, and I also believed that Nina was a lot better at challenges, and I thought I had a really good connection with Nina. So I wanted to be able to work with her in the future.
And then how did the vote get on Nina then? Was it just like she's alone?
Yeah, I think it was more like she's alone, like, what else are we gonna do? Obviously there was consideration for me, clearly. But I think it was more like, well, Nina's alone, like, the 6 of us voted together, like, let's keep it going, like, let's win. Yeah.
You've played CYS before,
Yeah.
and you came into Survival Challenge. How has the Survival Challenge experience been for you? What were you wanting to get out of it or experience, and how has that been? What's this 3 nights out here?
Yeah, I am really proud of last time that I played, I didn't make it to the swap. I went home with an idol. I was like 5th booth or something, so I didn't really make it far. So this time I wanted to at least make it to a swap, make it to the merge. I had my jury question, like, thought about, and, like, I just wanted to be able to have the full experience, Obviously it is disappointing that I didn't make that merge. But I think ultimately I am really happy, right? Like, I think before I played, past player was like, hey, like, don't, like, get in your head, right? Like, last time that I played, I was really in my head because I knew that my students were watching, and, like, my friends were watching, and all these people were watching, and I was like, I just need to make them proud, right? And, like, I still wanted to do that, right? But I think I allowed myself to be less stressed about it, and, like, just kind of, like, play the game and allow myself to be who I am. And I had a lot of fun. Like, I I thought I would be more disappointed to leave so early because it's so early because it's not merge. It's far because I obviously made it to Saturday, I think it is,
Yeah,
right?
day 2.
I made it to Saturday, so
Day
that's
4.
great.
Oh my gosh, day 4.
I made it 4 days. Last time I made it 2, so like doubling. Maybe next time I'll make it to like the final day. But it was just like I feel really accomplished and I feel really good, and I really feel like I'm gonna have a lot of friendships, a lot of questions for some people, but a lot of really good friendships that I can fall back on and talk about. Yeah, like I feel really good. I feel like survival challenge was always sold to me as like this ultimate amazing experience, and it is like it genuinely is like it was really great to be able to do this and to yeah, I feel like I really got most of the things that I wanted out of it.
Would you ever play a game again?
I think so. Next time, clearly, I need to be fitter and make sure I'm not sick before I come out, because I did have a cold before I started, but I was like, I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna kill it. Didn't happen. But like, I will absolutely play another game. Like, I think one, it's really fun, and I also think it's really important for, like, I was, as far as I know, the only person from another country playing here, like born in another country. I was one of 2 or 3, maybe more, that I don't know of, Latina people, the only one with a hearing disability, one of a million queer people in the cast. But there's so many identities that I think are important that are represented in these games that we don't see super often. So I definitely want to play again. If I would love to do like a blood versus water type of thing with Alex, who was my partner who was here. I think it'll be fun. He'll vote me out because he's a sneaky human being, but I think something like that would be super fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, that's so fun to hear. Well, thanks for sharing all that. It's been fun to get to watch you play. Hear the votes.
Thank you.
That your friends cast.
All of them. Couldn't they write nicer things? I'm just kidding. They're nice. Thank you.
But.